Here are 10 surprising facts about Australia that will leave you amazed. From the world's largest living structure to a pink lake, get ready to explore some of the most intriguing aspects of Australia. Ready? Fact 1. How about exploring Australia's quirky statistics? Australia boasts a unique distinction of having 3 times more sheep than people, making it a country where sheep outnumber human residents significantly. With approximately 74.722 million sheep in Australia, which is around 6.3% of the global sheep population, this statistic showcases the prominence of sheep in the country's landscape. This abundance of sheep is a notable feature of Australia's agricultural sector and contributes to its status as one of the countries with a high sheep-to-human ratio globally, highlighting the importance of livestock farming in Australia's economy and culture. Australia has 3 times more sheep than people, showcasing the significance of livestock farming in the country's landscape. Fact 2. Ever heard of cockroach racing? The World Championships of Cockroach Racing are held in Australia, specifically at the Storybridge Hotel in Brisbane. This event, known as the Cockroach Races, is a significant Australia Day celebration and a highly anticipated annual event. Participants from around the world gather to compete in this unique and entertaining racing spectacle where cockroaches are the stars of the show. The races feature various categories and events, with contestants encouraged to train and bring their own cockroaches for the competition. The races are organized with sophistication, attracting a large crowd of enthusiastic punters who place bets on their favorite roaches, adding an element of excitement and competitiveness to the event. The World Championships of Cockroach Racing are held in Australia, where participants gather to compete in this unique and entertaining spectacle, showcasing the country's penchant for quirky events and celebrations. Fact 3. Curious about how Australia's capital came to be? Canberra was chosen as the capital of Australia because Sydney and Melbourne found themselves at an impasse. The rivalry between these 2 major cities led to a deadlock, with neither willing to concede the title of capital to the other. This rivalry prompted the need for a neutral location that could serve as the nation's capital without being influenced by the dominance of either Sydney or Melbourne. Situated between the 2 cities, Canberra emerged as the compromise solution to resolve the dispute. The decision aimed to establish a new capital that would provide a fair and neutral ground for the nation's governance, free from the influence of local rivalries. Canberra was chosen as the capital of Australia because Sydney and Melbourne could not agree on which city should hold the title. Fact 4. Ever wondered just how many beaches Australia has to offer? If you visited one new beach in Australia every day, it would take over 27 years to see them all. Australia boasts a vast coastline and an abundance of over 12,000 beaches spread across the country. Each beach offers its own unique beauty, activities, and natural wonders, from the iconic Bondi Beach in Sydney to the secluded Stokes Bay on Kangaroo Island in South Australia. The diversity of Australia's beaches reflects the country's rich coastal landscapes, providing endless opportunities for exploration and adventure along its shores. With over 12,000 beaches, it would take over 27 years to visit one new beach in Australia every day. Fact 5. Ever considered trying kangaroo meat? Kangaroo meat can indeed be purchased from supermarkets in Australia, available through butchers, supermarkets, and restaurants. Over the years, its availability has increased, with kangaroo meat sourced from wild kangaroos and exported to numerous overseas markets. This makes it a significant commercial land-based wildlife trade globally, with the commercial kangaroo industry in Australia representing the largest commercial kill of land-based wildlife worldwide. When sourcing kangaroo meat, it's recommended to choose an ethical butcher or supplier who follows the commercial code of practice to ensure sustainable and responsible harvesting practices. Kangaroo meat can be found in supermarkets and restaurants in Australia, highlighting its status as a unique and commercially available food source. Fact 6. Ready for a tale of political intrigue and reality TV clash. In 2010, an unusual scheduling conflict arose in Australia, pitting the only televised debate between prime ministerial candidates Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott against the finale of the reality cooking show MasterChef. With the MasterChef finale expected to draw up to 4 million viewers, the decision was made to reschedule the political debate to avoid clashing with the cooking show's finale. Traditionally scheduled at 19:30 on the first Sunday after the election was called, the debate was moved forward by an hour to 18:30 to accommodate the popular cooking show's finale, highlighting the immense popularity of MasterChef and its impact on Australian television schedules. An Australian election TV debate was rescheduled to avoid clashing with the finale of the reality cooking show MasterChef. Fact 7. Ever heard of someone trying to sell a whole country on eBay? In a bold and eccentric move, an Australian man once attempted to sell New Zealand on eBay, starting the listing with a humble price of $0.01. The listing quickly garnered attention and even reached a bid of $3,000 before eBay intervened and shut down the auction, declaring that clearly New Zealand is not for sale. This audacious act, carried out by the Australian man named Butterfield, sparked both amusement and controversy. New Zealand's foreign minister at the time, Winston Peters, dismissed it as nonsensical stupidity. Despite the auction being taken down, Butterfield revisited the idea in 2019 by launching a GoFundMe campaign to sell New Zealand once again, keeping the spirit of his quirky endeavour alive. So, what's the surprising fact? An Australian man once tried to sell New Zealand on eBay, sparking amusement and controversy with his audacious yet humorous stunt. Fact 8. Did you know there's a regulation in Australia regarding who can change a light bulb? In Australia, only licensed electricians may change a light bulb, a regulation put in place to ensure safety and compliance with electrical standards. While changing a light bulb might seem like a simple task, electrical work carries inherent risks if not performed correctly. This regulation varies across different states in Australia. In states like Victoria, exceptions may exist for tasks like changing light bulbs. But in others like Queensland, the Electrical Safety Act specifies that all electrical work must be carried out by licensed electricians, with changing light bulbs being a notable exemption. In Australia, only licensed electricians are permitted to change a light bulb. Fact 9. Have you ever pondered over the staggering amount of beer Australians consume annually? Imagine this. Down under in Australia, beer isn't just a beverage, it's practically a way of life. Aussies have a knack for beer, guzzling an astonishing 1.7 billion litres of the golden brew each year. That's not just a drop in the keg, it's enough to fill up more than 680 bottles per adult annually. But wait, there's more to this bubbly tale. The per capita volume of beer consumption in Australia hits around 38.67 litres in recent years. And get this, in the financial year of 2018, Aussies knocked back approximately 64.4 litres of full-strength beer per capita. From lively pubs to backyard barbies, beer is the glue that binds Aussies together, forming an integral part of the nation's social fabric. Australians quench their thirst with a whopping 1.7 billion litres of beer every year, showcasing their deep-rooted love affair with this frothy delight. Fact 10. Ever wondered how law and order were maintained in the early days of Australian colonisation? Picture yourself transported back to the early days of Australia's colonisation, where chaos reigned supreme and lawlessness lurked around every corner. With no formal police force in sight, maintaining order was no easy feat. The Royal Navy's Marines attempted to keep the peace, but their efforts fell short in the face of escalating crime rates. Enter Governor Phillip, a man with a vision. Recognizing the pressing need for a local law enforcement department, he took matters into his own hands and established the Night Watch. But here's the twist. This pioneering police force wasn't composed of seasoned lawmen. Instead, it consisted of 12 of the most well-behaved convicts. These unlikely heroes became the first police officers in Australia tasked with upholding justice and order in the fledgling colony. And that's the jaw-dropping revelation. The first Australian police force was indeed made up of well-behaved convicts, shedding light on the unconventional beginnings of law enforcement in the land down under. And with that said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, surely you'll love this video about another interesting country.